Here we are now, day 3, and what a day it's been.
It's super early and I just left my Airbnb room in this super cool elevated house because I'm going on new adventures.
I am now recording not in the studio but in a little box in my pod hotel room in Osaka, and I will tell you a little bit now about how I got here and what I was up to today. Got up really early in Okayama, went to do shopping.
How am I gonna decide what to buy? There's a lot of stuff.
I got snacks and I did pretty well because I bought 5 things, and upon closer inspection it turns out that only one of them came with meat, which was perfectly fine. Anyways, I could eat the other 4. I got on a bus full of school kids going to Uno to catch my ferry.
Yep, there's the boat that's gonna take me to Teshima on this beautiful day.
This bus was quite a good ride. I was super sleepy, but still nice, and we were going against traffic into the city, so it was no real issues there. I got on the boat and could offered with very limited Japanese my meaty snack to a fellow passenger, one of the other 2 on board, saying the phrase I've rehearsed that I don't really eat meat. She accepted it, and then a while later she came over and offered me some bonbons in return, which was really nice. I got to the island, played basketball at an art installation, which was quite fun. Went okay. I need more practice, clearly, but it's really cool. So the island has all these publicly accessible artworks installed. Right now it's winter season, so a few are in maintenance, but a few of them still nice and open and available to look at, and of course not very many people there in the middle of the off season. I went to the so-called Teshima Art Museum, which is just one big type of land art installation, and can't really say more about it because it's just so fantastic that it has to be experienced.
Typically quiet Teshima back alley. I do not know if this is an official art installation, but it's at least well integrated with the landscape. Spending some quality time here with my fellow art lovers. It's a great time hanging out at Teshima. Right down in here is the basketball court where I just was.
I found a place to eat, and it turns out that the only place on the whole island that was open was a vegetarian lunch restaurant that served a really good, nice menu. So I had that with a local tea. I then went on a little expedition to another artwork and decided to brute force it through the landscape because I realized there must be a path, even though Google said it wouldn't be, and I was right, there was a path. And because it's been dry, I didn't get too messed up. I arrived at a very cool art installation by a French artist, Boltanski, which is called the Archive of Hearts. And this one is also one to experience on the island, as it's very cool. There was also a nice beach right around there, and yeah, good time walking around. Then I ran off to catch the boat again to go to Tonosho on Shodo Island, Shodoshima. I found a soy sauce museum there on the map, so I had a little adventure with a local olive bus, deciphering the schedule to the soy sauce museum, where I also had soy sauce ice cream, of course, which they prepare right next to the museum because there is a factory there, and the museum is the old factory museum. It turned out because there were no buses really going to where I needed to catch the boat to get back to mainland, so instead of having plenty of time to get the second to last boat, I was faced with a situation where I had about 3 hours walking or hiking to get to the port, and then I would be right on time for the last boat. I was trying to get a taxi, but it turns out they are only on one place on the whole island. What happened then was that I started walking and finally built up my courage and tore off a piece of cardboard that I finally found on the side of the road, because it's typically very clean everywhere, but finally found some cardboard and made a sign for Fukuda where I was catching the boat, and managed to do a little bit of hitchhiking with a deep bow and my very clear sign. I actually got the first car. I waved at to stop for me, and it was a very nice lady named Aki, who's the same age as me, it turned out, who was driving exactly to Fukuda, and she brought me. Oh well, in the end I managed to catch my early boat that I wanted.
Seeing that ferry arriving makes me more peaceful than any shrine right now.
Really nice of her. On the boat I was super relieved, of course. Just managed to book this hotel pod, and then I totally passed out, ate all the snacks from the morning, and just fell asleep pretty much.
I know exactly what I'm going to do right now.
I got into Himeji, which is the port that the Fukuda boat arrives to, and I took a local bus there to the station in Himeji Center, and then the local commuter train at 7:40, which was full of people going home from work from Himeji to Osaka, so pretty crowded train, but worked out really well. Got here.
I made it to Osaka after quite a hectic day, but now I'm here and it's all good.
Ran through Osaka through the Festival of Lights, which has just started, and it's pretty awesome. The whole main avenue is decorated with LEDs all over the trees and whatnot, and very cool. And I made it just in time before the kitchen closed at a vegan restaurant here in the hipster neighborhood where the pod hotel happened to be. So that's pretty cool. I had some really, really nice food in the end of the day. And now, time to try how this pod works out for sleeping. And I'll be back with another update. Day 4 starts tomorrow. Very exciting. Back in the big city.